That down. Let's move on to this. Moana 2, of course, came out last weekend and it shattered a whole bunch of records and it was doing really, really well. Well, now, Moana 2, according to the Associated Press, has now passed the $600 million mark in just its second weekend. Not even 2 full weeks. That's why I say in the title 2 weekends. It's not even 2 full weeks it's been out. It's been 2 weekends. Jeez. And it's already made over $600 million. As a matter of fact, in just 2 weekends, Moana 2 is now the 5th biggest grossing movie of the year.
Wow.
In 2 weekends, Moana 2 has become the number 5 biggest grossing movie of the year, passing Kung Fu Panda 4 and Godzilla X Kong. To get in that spot, it's going to pass Dune Part 2 here pretty quickly. I don't know if it'll get to Despicable Me 4 levels and Deadpool and Wolverine levels, but again, crazy. Also set a new record for the highest grossing weekend after Thanksgiving. The previous record was, I believe, Frozen 2. Had made like $35 million on the weekend after Thanksgiving, and that was the record. Moana made over $50 million on this weekend to kind of shatter that record. So it's now sitting in at $600 million. By the way, just as a side note, another movie that's in theaters right now, Wicked, is in the number 9 spot of the year already, which has now made $455 million. By the way, it's going to look like Wicked has some better legs because it was just this week, even though Wicked's been out for a few weeks, it was just this past week that it actually opened in a lot of the international markets. Because, a lot of movies, they open, and when they open, they also open in 30, 40, 50 international markets.
Yeah.
Right.
Wicked only opened in 7. So a lot of people, I remember when the opening weekend for Wicked happened and they looked at the domestic number, which was great, but they said, well, wow, why is nobody overseas watching it? Well, because it had only opened in 7 other countries, whereas so then it's next week, it'll open up in a few more. Now it's pretty much worldwide. So it's going to be interesting to see how the international numbers do over the next couple of weeks. But yeah, man, the story today is Moana 2. We all knew it would be big. And by the way, in just 2 weekends, it's already passed the domestic box office total of the first Moana movie.
Jeez.
And past the entire worldwide total of the first Moana movie as well in just 2 weekends.
Wow.
Now look, I don't think Moana 2 is as good as the first Moana. I think the music is not bad, but the music of Moana 2 is definitely inferior, noticeably inferior to the music of the first movie. That's fine. I don't think the story is quite as good as the first one. That's fine. I don't think it's quite as funny as the first one. That's fine. But I still found it to be overall quite a good movie. Like, I still quite enjoyed it. I enjoyed it quite a bit. Then Anne went to go see it without me because she wasn't in town when I saw it initially. And she quite liked it too. Again, same opinion as me. Not as good as the first, but a good, solid movie. I think the success of Moana 2 is really more of a commentary on just how popular the first Moana is.
Right.
Rather than a commentary on how exceptional Moana 2 is. Again, I don't think Moana's a bad movie. I like it. It's a thumbs up for me. I enjoy it. Just nowhere near as good as the first. But again, I think this box office result is more of a reflection of the thing of how good part 1 was. Now, some people are saying, like I see in the live chat, like Isaiah say, it's going to crack 1.5 billion. Here's why I don't think it will. Even with its incredibly quick start. Because Moana 2, in my opinion, and I think the opinion of a lot of people, is not nearly as good as Moana 1, I don't think it's going to have the legs. Like, for example, Moana 2 just took a 62.8% drop from weekend 1 to weekend 2. Now, that's fine. When you have a movie that opens in its first weekend as big as Moana opened, you tend to you normally see a little bit of a bigger second weekend drop off. I think that is partly it. I think the other part of it is that it's just, again, not quite as good as the first one. So The reason I think that, despite the fact that it's had this incredibly fast start and it's already massively successful and will make a lot more money, why I don't think it's a threat to, like, say, catch Deadpool and Wolverine, although it could. It's definitely possible. I'm not saying it's impossible. Don't misquote me. Or I don't think it has a chance of catching Inside Out 2.
That's what I was just thinking.
Because, Inside Out 2 is just a better movie.
I mean, almost 1.7 billion. Wow.
What was?
Inside Out 2, almost.
I think it's 1.5.
It's 1698.
1698, really?
Yeah.
I thought it was like 1.5.
They must have collected some more off of the worldwide.
Yeah, maybe. But like, I don't see that happening because Inside Out 2 is just inherently a better movie. It had more rewatchability. I think people, word of mouth spread a little bit more. So again, Moana 2, wild success. Already wild success.
You know what I think will help Moana 2, if anything, if these upcoming movies we have coming out, they all suck harder than, they're not as good as Moana 2.
But even if they're not, I'm not sure Moana, like, see, if that happens, I don't think people are going to go, well, then we should still go to the movies and we'll just go see Moana 2. Like, I just don't know that Moana 2 is good enough to get a lot of that. But maybe there's going to be a bunch of people who haven't watched it at all yet and like are just thinking, you know what, instead of going to see Craven, which I'm lining up to see Craven. I don't care about the rest of y'all.
You don't need a line up, John. You could go there.
Don't worry, John. There's no line.
About that.
It's going to be you, the popcorn stand, and your seat in the theater, and that's it.
Well, we could do that if you want.
I still believe in Craven. Maybe naively so. We'll find out in a couple of days. But, maybe they'll go and say, hey, I don't feel like going to watch Craven. But you know what? We still haven't seen Moana 2. Let's go see that. Maybe that will come into play with it, but
maybe not.
Or maybe not.
Yeah, maybe not. The more I think about it, maybe not.
Guys, we want to take a second to thank a sponsor of this video, Mando. Guys, I've got to tell you about something that changed my whole body care game. Mando Whole Body Deodorant. Now, I first heard about Mando last year when they offered to become a sponsor of the show, and I was honestly skeptical. I mean, a deodorant can't really control odor for 72 hours, can it? But after using it myself, I am a believer. You can use it anywhere on your body, and I mean anywhere. It's clinically proven to keep you smelling fresh for up to 72 hours without any irritation. I'm loving the Clover Wood scent, but they've got options like Bourbon Leather, Mount Fuji, Pro Sport, and even unscented if you prefer to go stealth mode. I like to use it after the shower, before the gym, or even important meetings. It's that reliable. And right now, Mando's got a killer deal. New customers get $5 off their best-selling starter pack with my exclusive code Campea. That's over 40% off. Just go to shopmando, that's shopmando.com, and use the code Campea. Seriously, guys, if you want a deodorant that's aluminum-free, baking soda-free, and just works better than anything else you've tried, it's time to make the switch to Mando. So don't wait. Control body odor anywhere with Mando. Head over to shopmando.com and use the code Campea and get $5 off your starter pack. Trust me, you're going to love it. That's at shopmando.com. Go and check it out now. Anyway, guys, question is for you. What do you think about that? Moana 2 is already a staggering success. $600 million. The fifth biggest movie of the year in just 2 weekends. How high do you think it can go? Do you think it will slow down a bit like I think it will? But whatever you guys think, jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.